Alright, hey, what's going on, everyone? SgtKeeneye here. I have an important thing I want to talk about, and it has to do with a really long-running series on my channel, that series being The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. If you've watched The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, you see that I've had a lot of fun with the game, but there's something that I've been thinking about for a while now, and at first I tried to ignore it, and I tried to be, I'll say what this issue is in a second, I tried to ignore it and say, like, oh, this is fine, I can keep doing it, it's not a big deal, it's a life vein of my channel, and what I mean by that is, considering not doing The Binding of Isaac anymore. As time has gone on, and the longer I've looked at my analytics, and especially moving into hard mode, I really am just not enjoying the game as I used to. And the reason why I moved into hard mode is because, like, alright, I've had enough with normal that I want to go into hard mode and do more of the achievements. But at this point in the game, after over 100 hours done into it and 130 videos almost, we have 123 right now, I'm honestly considering no longer doing the series. It's something that's, I don't talk about things that really bother me most of the time, but this has been bothering me for a week and a half to 2 weeks. I've thought about it a lot, and I didn't really want to talk about it because it's something I wanted to make 100% sure that this is what I wanted, or if this is something that I was really considering to stop doing it. So there's 123 episodes up right now. I've been looking at my analytics, and I've looked at a lot of things over the past couple days, multiple times, trying to go over like numbers and how well the series does overall. And to be 100% honest, the series really doesn't do really well. And I try to look for reasons outside or inside and outside of why this is happening, and it's kind of what happened to my Darkest Dungeon series, which I also didn't really mention too much. I stopped Darkest Dungeon because I wanted to enjoy the game still, and I didn't want to force myself to get back to where I was. But another huge reason was the series also died off very hardcore. There was like only a couple people watching it, 2 or 3 at the max, and then there was maybe people who were finding it and clicking away. When I first did the series, I was front page for Darkest Dungeon gameplay because I got early access to it, as well as many other content creators did. I got early access, I was front page for like a week, my first episode was, and after about another week or 2 later, when I was deciding whether or not I wanted to continue this series, I went to go look for my series through YouTube again, and I didn't find it until about the 10th page. And that's really not too bad, but I had to, weigh the pros and cons of, like, yes, I enjoy this series, but it's going to take a lot to grind back, which is a con. Is the series going to help the channel grow anymore? That probably not, so that's a con. Am I still enjoying the game? Yes, but if I keep going, I'm not, because I have to grind more. And that's kind of where I feel in The Binding of Isaac. Do I enjoy The Binding of Isaac game? Yes, obviously I've put in over 100 hours into the game, on and offline, at least 100 hours online, and probably 10 or 20 hours offline, to be 100% honest. So yes, I've really enjoyed the game. Am I anywhere near the front page, even in the first 40 pages? No, I'm nowhere near. And the reason for that is because Binding of Isaac has had a foothold in the YouTube industry for a really long time. When the original came out years ago, I don't know what year it came out, 2011, 2010? Somewhere around there. I think it's 2011. And there were, Northern Lion was obviously the first one to jump on that and made the game a huge success that it is today, and then many other YouTubers came in and also made it big. I tried to, at some point, when I had my really bad laptop, and that really didn't go too well. It kind of also fell off, and eventually I had to stop the series because my laptop couldn't handle it. But it was a hard industry to break into because, for example, before the Binding of Isaac Rebirth came out, Northern Lion had 800 episodes out. Almost 900, I think. Or maybe he was getting close to 1,000, actually. It was pretty far up there. And, BizSnap probably had a couple hundred out there. Mathis, I don't know if he did the Binding of Isaac normal. I don't remember. If he did, he probably had 100 or so. And then, there's plenty and plenty other YouTubers who probably have hundreds of episodes out. And it's already like that right now for the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I mean, not to shit on other YouTubers. It's not something I like to do, but there's all these big YouTubers, because it's such a big thing for them, have completely controlled the market. So someone who's smaller can't really break into it. And I'm not mad at them for that. It sucks. It does. It does that. It's harder for a smaller person to break into a market that is overly saturated, as the game has been out for 6 months? No, almost 6 months. I think it's 6 months next month. So it's been out for about 6 months almost, or 5 months almost. And, Northern Lion already has 300 episodes out. Think about that. That's on average, 3 episodes a day? Almost? It's a lot. I think he's doing 2 now. Originally he was doing like 6. And so it's really hard to break into the market. And so I'm coming to the point where the Binding of Isaac isn't doing anything for me. I think I rambled on quite a bit here and went on a pretty big tangent. But the fact is, the Binding of Isaac Rebirth market is saturated really bad. It's not really doing anything for my channel. It does bring in the most likes, usually, but it's not bringing in subscribers. And while I don't like to be a numbers guy, and I don't like to be a views guy, I need to look at my channel in a perspective in which, what can I do to maximize my growth? And the Binding of Isaac is a series that each episode takes at very least 20 minutes, and sometimes over an hour. Now, on any other series that's episomatic that I can stop at any point, it's typically 15 minutes. So in that hour, I could have recorded 4 episodes, which is of a different game, which is just entirely different. And like I said, I've looked at my numbers, and this is something that I'm very open about, because I can share it, because it has nothing to do with earnings through AdSense and my network, which is like so insignificant it doesn't really matter anyways. Over the past 5 months, from my analytics looking at the subscribers I've gained from certain videos, including my lore videos from the Binding of Isaac story lore videos that I have on my channel that are my most viewed videos, since it's broken into 2-part, all of them combined together over the 5 months, what am I talking about, is 10 subscribers. Now, analytics for subscribers are not always 100% correct, because a lot of people will watch your video, then go to your channel and subscribe. So the trafficking is different. Maybe it might be 20, but even still, 20 over 5 months from a series where I get Hot Tin Roof, for example, I've gotten that in the series running for the channel, and it's 25 episodes. You can see the comparison between the two doesn't do, like, it's very, like, do I want to do 123 episodes and gain 20 subscribers, or is 20 episodes and 20 subscribers going to do me better? Obviously the answer is clear, and this is just a topic I wanted to bring up. I want to see how, if you've made it this far into the video, I want to see how you guys react to this question, this talk, you could say. should I continue Binding of Isaac on my channel. Obviously, I still enjoy the game, but there's certain things about the game that I know will frustrate me, one of those being the Lost, and I thought to myself, well, I could just stop playing the Lost, and then go back to them way later. But even still, I feel like I want to do a lot of series, and the Binding of Isaac has been a series that's been going on for 5 months almost, and it's just something that I feel like I need to stop. And the reason why I'm so hesitant about this is when I started my channel, I used to be a Minecraft channel, and I used to do Minecraft content, and I had some active subscribers from that. But when I switched over and stopped doing Minecraft because I no longer enjoyed it, I lost like 90% of my audience. Dead easily, 90%. Now, I didn't know what I was doing back then. If I switched over back then and I knew what I was doing with search engine optimization and having your videos be found more easily, I probably would not have had that problem. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Do you think, I know it's my channel and ultimately it's my decision on whether or not I want to stop doing a certain series or not. And I have made that call before. I did it with Massive Chalice and I did it with The Darkest Dungeon. But this is more prominent in my channel since it's been around for so long. Do you guys think that I should move on? Do you guys want me to continue doing the Binding of Isaac Rebirth? Or from my sincerity to you guys on how I really feel about this and a lot of the reasons why I'm considering stopping it and the pros and cons of how well it actually performs and the saturation of YouTube content for the Binding of Isaac, because there's much bigger YouTubers that just completely destroy the market. I would be surprised if any of my videos appeared on the first 100 pages of YouTube. And you might be like, wow, that's kind of a lot. That's, the first 100 pages of YouTube, 25, okay, maybe not 100, maybe like the first 25. That's, you might think, well, that's kind of a lot. But if you think about that, the first 25, that's like 500 something episodes. And Northern Lion has 300 out. And Mathis Gaming has about 100 or so out, and many other people's have about 100 and so out. And my videos are going to be nowhere near there. And they're videos that are being watched, yes, but they're videos that don't bring in new people. And one of the biggest goals I've had for my channel since day one, since I started my channel, was I wanted a big, one doesn't have to be big, I wanted an awesome community. When I decided to start a channel, one of my main motivations was community, and my looked up to community person was Sly Fox Hound, because he was just a very upbeat, positive person and had a very strong community. And doing the Binding of Isaac Rebirth is not bringing in a community, and the interaction that I want is not coming from there. So I'm feeling that I want to stop the series. It's just how it is. I don't know what else to say other than, do you think it's a better idea to move on to other series and cover more indie games and do more Let's Plays on that? Or should I continue this series? I enjoy the games. It's not like I would force myself. But in my honest opinion, I think I would prefer to move on from a game that I know I will not have success in. This is completely up to you. I want to hear what my community, I want to hear what my subscribers have to say. Us as a community, what we want to be done, and I want to, move forward in my channel. I've mentioned a couple of things. It's just my channel means a lot to me, and it's something I've invested years into, almost 3 years on my channel. So I think that's about it. I just, thank you for coming and watching this video for so long. It's a lot, I know. It's a very long video. We're coming up on 15 minutes for me. It might not be a 15-minute video because of editing, but yeah, quite a bit. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate any feedback that you give, and everything means something. You could write anything that has to do with, your opinion on this, and it all helps. If you want to leave because I no longer do Binding of Isaac content, then that's up to you, and I can't stop you. I would prefer you stay around and watch other series, but maybe you only like Binding of Isaac, and that's completely fine. Anyways, I'm just going to keep rambling on and on if I don't stop now. So anyways, thank you guys for coming by and watching this video, as I said before, and I'll see you guys next time on whatever video I make.